court grants bail to 15 anti-graft protesters. After spending 6 days in detention, 15 youths accused of participating in last week's anti-corruption march to Parliament have been released on bail. Grade 1 magistrates Jalia Basajabalaba and Carol Kayashabira of Buganda Road Court released the group bail pending the hearing of the case at a later date. One suspect was released by Mwenga 2 Court. I have granted the accused persons bail since the charge against them is bailable, Magistrate Basajabalaba held before adjourning the case to August 29 for hearing. The suspects were released on a cash bail of 200,000 shillings and 100,000 shillings. Close to 100 youths were last week arrested and paraded before various courts in the city over their alleged involvement in the peaceful demonstrations against corruption. They were charged before Buganda Road, City Hall, and Nakawa courts with the offences of being a common nuisance and idle and disorderly. They denied the charges. Concerns. The Office of the Director of Prosecutions, DPP, has since come under criticism for charging the youth with laws that were presumed to be colonial that targeted the poor. This publication last week reported how the DPP Jane Francis Obodo has since recalled the files for review. Among those released on bail was Mr. Robert Masaruka, the former Makerere University Guild president, who was charged alone for allegedly obstructing and inconveniencing the public at Buganda Road Court after he reportedly became wild upon the arrest of his colleagues during the foiled march to Parliament protests. During last week's demonstrations, the youth, mostly in their 20s and 30s, demanded the resignation of Speaker of Parliament Anita Anetta, whom they accuse of corruption. Mr. Anthony Masaki, one of the lawyers for the accused persons, shortly after their release said, "While we welcome the decision of the court to grant bail to our clients, we continue to call for the spurious charges to be dropped. Peaceful protests are not a crime. We need to respect the rule of law." Granted bail. Those released on bail include Eric Mwizi, Brian Magala, Robert Masaruka, Abdul Bast Najib, Vian Muwanj, Innocent Mutibwa, Shabar Abdul Majid and Sagala Abdul Rahman Kabanda. Others are Eddie Kiaga, David Anderson Onyango, Ashraf Kanunu, Kato Jeremiah, Hussein Kasozi Lubega, and Samuel Okuja.